really like eating pizza. I mean, it's suitable for every moment in my life. I eat it in the morning, at noon, in the afternoon, and in the evening. Is it good? Of course not, but it's
delicious.
Guess what? When you get scolded by your boss for low KPI or face some sudden sadness, call for pizza. It won't make you feel better, but at least it's tasty. Come on, after all, food just needs to be tasty. And you know what looks quite similar to a pizza with a missing slice? That's right, it's Pacman. Welcome back, dreamers, to the Theory Hub, where we discuss things that probably won't happen. But hey, at least it's fun, right? Theory Hub is delighted to accompany you. Let's not drag this out. I don't like a lengthy intro. I'm Lander, and today's topic is Pac-Man a metaphor for a social picture? Interesting, right? So let's get started right away. Recently, I've been particularly interested in old games. Actually, I'm a bit tired of games with complicated stories. Instead of spending hundreds of hours clearing difficult games, I decided to go back to a famous game that has been popular for decades, which is Pac-Man. Pac-Man is a Japanese video game franchise developed and owned by Bandai Namco Entertainment. The gameplay of the game is quite simple. You just need to control Pac-Man to move around and eat pellets. Just eat all the pellets to pass the level. However, while eating pellets, you have to be careful with the ghosts, including Blinky, Pinky, Inky, and Clyde. They will do everything to catch and destroy Pac-Man. If a ghost touches Pac-Man, you will lose a life and the game ends when you run out of lives. There are a total of 4 circles at the 4 corners of the screen called Power Pellets. When Pac-Man eats one of these circles, Pac-Man will become invincible for a short time. The ghosts will change their behavior, move slower, and become confused. At this time, you should take advantage to control Pac-Man to eat as many pellets as possible, and can even eat the ghosts to score points. Pac-Man has simple yet entertaining gameplay, which is why it has become one of the most popular games in history. Regarding the origin and idea of the game, in 1980, Mr. Toru Iwatani, the game's designer, went to a restaurant to eat pizza and came up with the idea of designing Pac-Man from the shape of a pizza with a slice missing. The cookie is the power pellet. Initially, the game was named Pacman because in Japanese, paku means to eat. Bandai Namco wanted to imply that this was a game about pizza and eating. However, when the game was released in the US, many people worried that the name Pacman could easily be changed to a sensitive word. So the game was renamed to Pac-Man until today. When it comes to suspicion and super imagination, no one can surpass Theory Hub, right? Because we always perceive and think about the small details in games from a different perspective. Regarding the context in the game Pac-Man, let's try to hypothesize that Pac-Man is related to a game about a complex social situation. To discuss this issue, let's go to another very old game, which is Pong, produced in 1972. This game has graphics and design that are somehow quite similar to Pac-Man. In this game, 2 players act as tennis players, hitting a ball back and forth in the middle of the screen. If you miss, the opponent will score a point, and a new ball will be served. Here we hypothesize that these 2 games are in the same universe. Pong and Pac-Man represent 2 sides of society. If Pong represents the upper class's view of tennis, simply hitting the ball and replacing it with a new one when it falls, this partially reflects a lavish and wasteful lifestyle. Conversely, Pac-Man is the voice of the lower class. They have to sneak into tennis courts and pick up the scattered tennis balls to sell for a living. However, it's not that simple. The ghosts in the game actually represent the police force. They chase and catch those who steal tennis balls. The power pellets in Pac-Man are like weapons that can be used to threaten the police. A rather dark hypothesis, but a panoramic picture of American society, right? An interesting yet crazy hypothesis that makes many people rethink the deep meaning of the game, right? However, that's not the only hypothesis. Gamers have noticed the similarity between the ghosts in Pac-Man and the characters in the game Five Nights at Freddy's. The colors and personalities of the ghosts in Pac-Man are somewhat similar to the characters possessed by the 4 children in Five Nights at Freddy's, with Freddy as Pinky, Bonnie as Inky, Foxy as Blinky, and Chica as Clyde. I know this sounds really dumb, but maybe it can be understood, right? Based on the similar characteristics and colors of the animatronic characters and the ghosts in Pac-Man, this hypothesis also has a basis. In the Pac-Man we control, it is actually a night guard trying to survive the pursuit of the animatronics. finally, my favorite hypothesis is that the game Pac-Man actually takes place inside the human body. At each level, the ghosts have a fortress in the center of the maze. Pac-Man cannot access this fortress. No matter how many ghosts he defeats, they will respawn in that fortress. But pay attention to how Pac-Man defeats these ghosts. Is it by eating them? From a medical perspective, this eating might not be taken literally. Let's hypothesize that Pac-Man is actually a macrophage. If you don't know what macrophage is, okay, I can explain. It is a type of white blood cell that plays an important role in the immune system by engulfing and digesting cellular debris and pathogens. So we can imagine the map in Pac-Man as a living body being infected. The maze we see is actually the intricate network of blood vessels. When microorganisms invade the body, the host activates the immune system and sends out white blood cells and macrophages to eliminate the invaders. The different levels represent different areas of infection. Pac-Man's goal as a macrophage is to prevent the spread of disease. The dots on the map are small proteins that the immune system doesn't recognize. Pac-Man accidentally removes these proteins. The ghosts represent invading foreign bacteria, and the fortress that continuously spawns ghosts is the source of the infection. Where bacteria keep invading. But how can bacteria kill macrophages like the ghosts kill Pac-Man? Because they are viruses. Each ghost can represent a different type of bacteria or virus, attacking Pac-Man's immune system. The ghost Blinky constantly chases Pac-Man, like the HIV virus attacking the immune system. Pinky often ambushes and rushes at Pac-Man, like bacteria causing infections invading the lymphatic system. Inky tends to avoid Pac-Man, similar to tuberculosis bacteria hiding in the human body. Clyde, the weakest ghost, resembles common bacteria, not too dangerous, but still needs to be eliminated. Level 256 of the game. Pac-Man is a level that surprises players when the screen is split in a strange way. One half is normal, while the other half is covered by a maze. This can be explained as a twisted and deformed tumor that Pac-Man must try to eliminate. In coin-operated arcade machines, there is often a special switch that allows players to skip level 256 and return to level 1. Similarly, in real life, scientists are working hard to find drugs and vaccines to fight dangerous diseases like tuberculosis, Chagas, and HIV. And that's our whole theory about Pac-Man being a metaphor for a social picture. Thank you very much for watching the whole video. If you like our theories, please leave a number 1. If you're not satisfied with something, don't hesitate to share it with us. And don't forget to suggest to Theory Hub the topics you want to see so we can serve you better. This is Lander from the Theory Hub, wishing you all a great day.